Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad, we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. Tonight, we've got a gaggle of good looking men. I'm going to give the hot tag to the Apex athlete.
The guy of a million songs, the
Yes.
MVP, the Apex athlete, CJ Cole. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the Apex athlete, CJ Cole, and Twitter at TAACJ Cole. Yeah, that is me.
All right. And then we'll give the center of attention to the senior official.
Hey, what's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles, 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 waffles. How was the food hunts this week, fellas?
Food was delicious, delicious. Had some good steaks and a good triple stack burger in Ohio with the baked potato. Phenomenal.
Nice, nice. CJ?
Went a little bougie with the girlfriend at the Melting Pot.
Ooh, good place.
Oh, dude, it is the cheese. I may be lactose intolerant, but I do not care.
My toilet is strong enough to handle it.
Hopefully there is toilet strong enough to handle it.
Nice, nice. No, yeah, love the melting pot. And
Dude, it is so good. It's okay for the price. Like, okay, go ahead, spend a little bit, but spending a lovely night with the girlfriend and food, can't go wrong with that.
okay, nice, nice. And what's that here? What's that I hear? Is that country shit by Big Crit? Is that Zach Hendricks with the chair?
Oh, what up? What up? What up? Yeah, my bad. A little late. Lost track of time. But yeah, Z Hendricks, find me on all social media there. Country or official, country or brand if Doc hasn't done it. But are we talking about breakfast?
We talk about breakfast.
We talking about breakfast. I actually had some breakfasts, so some biscuits and gravy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, we were bunkered in and we'll talk about this later, but yeah, it was one of those where just stuck, nothing to do. Let's go get some food.
No, yeah, I feel you. I can't even remember what we had for breakfast, and our producer is out at the moment. But I know we went shopping, and I cooked a bunch over the weekend. Food prep because goat's got to keep his body looking right. So that was
Gotta
good.
keep that heavyweight physique.
Yeah, got to keep that heavyweight physique. Lots of chili for this cold weather. So that's been good. A couple chicken cheesesteaks, I believe. But yeah, solid weekend. Um, what's more solid is I'm hoping Perch, our midnight radio host, has a banger of the week for us.
Oh yeah, banger of the week. I went back and listened to a good old CD. It had been several years since I've heard it, and a great one too. Mumford and Sons, Tompkins Square Park is the song, and yeah, the Wilder Mind CD from like 2015 maybe.
Yep, exactly.
Man, that was as good as music gets in that era. Track 1 and track 2, both really good. Tompkins Square Park and To Believe. Yeah, awesome music. They were always a non-electric band and did string music. And then this was their first CD with guitar, and they nailed it with these opening tracks.
Oh yeah. What is that? That's that undeniable talent right there. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, they didn't need the machines or didn't need much to be good. Who was it? David Guetta interview with him came out about the first time he was over at Daft Punk's house slash studio because he could not believe that their studio was in the house and it was just like two mixers and a microphone. And he's like, you did all that on this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's just like, oh, I am bad at this. You guys are really good.
The simplicity and emotion that you get into the music makes a
Yeah,
difference.
that's what matters. Yeah, you don't need a lot of fancy machines and fancy metal chords. Just touch our souls.
Hmm.
All right, Zach, why don't we let you vent out your frustrations? Oh no, let's not vent out our frustrations just yet. What have we been watching, fellas? I keep forgetting this part. Let's go to you, Zach, first anyway.
Yeah, I watched Raw. Gotta watch Our Truth, the hottest thing on TV today. I
Oh
think,
yeah. Man got two shirts in like 2 weeks.
dude, Tom and Nick Mysterio.
He's like I think he's the top seller for the past month.
He's also like he's also like guy's own little graphic for Judgment Day. Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's doing it. He is doing it. But
Uh,
what I mean, other than that, what else? I watched the GCW show. I watched both Bang Bro matches, from Chicago and I believe Ohio. Um, I watched Micro Man make his Tally Hall debut.
yeah, I
I
saw
watched
that.
I watched Mustafa and Gringo, but like I don't want to go too much because we know we had a certain senior official in those matches.
Yep. Sure, he'll
So,
give us the rundown.
but
Uh,
other than that, I got my Mondo match back, so I got to watch that finally.
oh hell yeah, you should totally send me that so I can make a video.
Oh, I will.
Nice. Perch, what have you been watching?
Yeah, been some good action. Catching some AEW tonight with Orange Cassidy taking on Orange and Trent Beretta against Commander and Penta.
Penta, yep.
Good to see Penta and Orange matchup. I
Yeah,
love
that was good.
those. They've been at it forever, destined to fight against each other forever.
Yeah, the
From
guys with the hand signs, I guess.
Yeah, and from a great era too.
Yeah.
They represent independent wrestling from an era that I'll always love and remember well.
The era that got me into wrestling again.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I saw a replay of Cody Rhodes making his entrance at AAW, and that one gave me like all the feels seeing that coming down at the Berwyn Eagles Club. I think it was DJZ that he was against. He was standing in the ring already,
Mm.
but that one was cool just to see that and relive that and feel the emotions that the audience felt as well. Uh, that represented that era and great stuff. Uh, Went back and played some Tuken Road 2, Great Muda, against Kanimoto. Took him out with many pile drivers, missed to the face, uh, really worked the head, and eventually the moonsault from like 3/4 of the ring, all the
Ooh.
cross. Great Muda hits that from distance in
Like,
that
hey,
game.
they gave him all the leg strength in that game.
He dominated, absolutely dominated.
Nice, nice. CJ, have you been watching anything interesting this week?
Oh, I've been watching Will Ospreay matches, seeing how he moves, seeing what he does, cue points, all of his good matches that he's had on TNA, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. But then besides wrestling, I've been watching some jail shows.
Okay. This a hint to a gimmick change or just good stuff?
Nah. The Jailbird CJ Cole is only available for the one battle costume battle royal.
Oh, okay. You gotta
But
pay.
I
You
mean,
gotta pay
hey,
extra. You gotta pay extra.
it,
Gotta call in the Invisible Man. It's a whole process.
it's a whole process. The temporary tattoos are a long process to put on and especially to take off.
Yeah, those. It's been a long time since I put one on, and yeah, that was always the worst part. The long process of peeling.
I mean, I'd say the worst process of it all is wanting to get a full sleeve tattoo and then. Because looking at it, it was like, oh, it fits so well. I
Yeah.
want it so badly, but and it fit the jail inmate uh costume so well. It was like, all right, maybe if I were to get full sleeve tattoos, maybe become a convict character.
It's like you enjoyed it a little too much, you're saying is the problem.
Yeah, a little too much.
All right, that's fair. All right. Me myself, I don't know why I didn't bring this up last week, because it's a long ass show. But I have been watching Pro Wrestling Noah's The New Year. The first pay-per-view of the year in the big world of professional wrestling. It is a 13 match card. I am 11 matches in at this point. After this, I'm gonna finish up the last two matches. Awesome show so far. Opening tag match with Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane. Yeah, I know Perch is a fan of those two. I'm a fan of those two. It was, super wild. We got Masaki Tamiya, young thick boy, versus the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii. Anytime you get Ishii in a one-off match, he likes to make you think that he's the best wrestler in the world. And that match would have made Big E proud. Just big meaty men slapping meat. I'm sorry. Our junior producer needed some attention. Sorry. Um, it is an interesting thing to watch multi-man tag matches on these big promotions as compared to the indies. I always feel like the structure is just so different. Not just not necessarily time, but just the structures tend to be very different. And I know in Japanese wrestling, gimmick matches aren't a big thing. Um, there were two elimination tag matches on this show, and they had some technical difficulties, probably just because they're not used to it. But it's always interesting to me when they do gimmick matches, just to see how it's done, because it's not a thing that they do a lot. So it's very interesting. So the first tag match with Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane was an elimination, and then the 10-man tag, uh, House of Torture versus Shota Umino and Pro Wrestling Noah. Or it was Shota Umino, Ryohei Oiwa, and Pro Wrestling Noah versus House of Torture. It's just very, very interesting structures, and especially when you compare the first elimination match to this one, and just a couple technical difficulties in both ones that just makes you think. Just more experience with it when these things happen. Um, but so far, very good show. Dynamite tonight. We're in the main event. Hook's first world championship shot. Samoa Joe looks wonderful with that title. I know we talked about it a little last week. I am very, very excited to see his challengers step up to him. I do enjoy this thing that AEW does, where it's like, all right, new champion. All right, all your challengers are going to step out, and these are the people that you have to defeat. Very Scott Pilgrim and the Seven Evil Ex-Boyfriends. So it's a structure that works. Let me know who the enemies are up front so I can start being excited. But yeah, that's about it. It was super fun. Love watching wrestling. But yeah, why don't we get to the thing that I teased earlier, Zach? It has been cold up here in the Midwest. Who would you like to vent about that?
Bro, I mean, hopefully everyone stayed warm, but this weekend sucked. I had no bookings, thank God, but if I did, I would have had to find a ride, which would have been hard because I woke up Saturday morning, I woke up at 7. I was found at 3 a.m. Our power went out. no like electricity, no heat, no nothing. And I didn't realize like the garage was connected, like because the garage is a separate unit. You see how where our garages are. I didn't realize they were tied in with our breakers, so I couldn't even open up my garage door. So I had no vehicle, so I couldn't even drive anywhere. I called my maintenance people trying to get me one. They're like, "Oh, you should have a key." Now, they're like, "Do you see that keyhole?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You should have a key for that." And I was like, "Well, I don't." Like, oh, like we'll let you. We'll try to get you one on Tuesday. I
Oh,
still,
oh, that was gonna wait till Tuesday. Well, that's horrible.
yeah. And like for those who are wondering, I still don't have a key.
Okay,
Just,
well,
just a remote.
obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, Wednesday, like ended up leaving like late, like Saturday around 3 or 4. Went to Val's mom's house, hung out there. Luckily Luke was home, so he gave us a ride. Sunday, checked the power, nothing still. We're still out. Everyone, it was like what, -6, -10 out. I don't know. Super cold. But then Monday morning, our power went on around like 7 or 8 a.m.
Hmm.
Luckily, like Sunday when I came to check on the house, I turned up all the heat on in every room. So like when we came home that afternoon, it was nice and warm.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it was a wild one.
Yeah, sorry about that. It that stuff sucks. Power going out in the middle of winter in the upper Midwest is not an enviable position.
Yeah, it was not a good time, but you know,
All right. CJ, why don't you let the people know what type of nerd shit you were doing this weekend?
So the girlfriend was super generous on getting a MetaQuest 2 virtual reality headset. So that's all I've been doing a lot, resting the body for the weekend. So just been sitting in virtual reality playing battle royale games.
Nice.
It is
And
so
and
interesting how they thought of that concept. Let's put two screens in front of your eyes so close, but it'll make it look like you're seeing stuff in a distance, and it's like it's so surreal.
okay. Would you recommend the MetaQuest 2?
I would recommend any virtual reality. Because the MetaQuest itself, it's the only one that you can download to like have it has its own app store, so you
Mm-hmm.
can download directly from there. But from what a couple buddies have been telling me, that other virtual reality headsets you have to hook up to a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So you download it that way, run it off of your computer or laptop. So it's like a third party. But
Yeah.
I would recommend the MetaQuest just because everything you can download directly to it.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Fun, fun.
Awesome. And Perch. Zach didn't want to rain on your parade.
Yeah, we had a GCW over the weekend at Tally Hall in Chicago. GCW No Compadre. It was a great time. Such a blast. Fun matches all around. Rina Yamashita doing a balcony dive off the top. Crazy. And Gringo Loco taking on uh, Mustafa Ali in the main event. Got to referee that match, which was incredible. Very cool to be in the middle of that long-standing rivalry between two of Chicago's favorite people, and the referee from Milwaukee there to call it right down the middle. Got to believe those Chicago fans know they're getting a fair fight. So it's cool to be in Chicago and referee with GCW and represent. And Talia Hall is such a fun venue. My goodness, fun
Yeah.
stage, fun balcony. Love taking that arena in. My first match of the night was a wild 6-man lucha tag match, which is fitting. Chicago and lucha, especially at Talia Hall. It's the first time we were ever at Talia Hall. We were in some lucha action. Los Desperados with Arez, Demonic Flamita, and Latigo versus Aramis, Cole, Radrick, and Oni El Bandito. Great time seeing Cole in there with all the luchadors, seeing Arez, Aramis. Good homies from way back.
Mhm.
Fun to experience that match with everybody. The next match I had was a big scramble with Shane Mercer, Alec Price, Braden Toon, Golden Dragon, Josh Bishop, Pero, and about midway through, Micro Man came in.
Yeah, that was tight.
He had such an awesome intro, and his stare down between him and Pero was incredible.
Yeah.
Micro Man did a balcony dive. It is so cool. He brought the ruckus.
Yeah. Got to.
Cool picture of him standing up to Pero
Yeah.
that MLJ took. It's like I don't usually take pictures, but I feel this one had to be taken.
Smart move, smart move. No, yeah, yeah, him and Peril standing off was super tight. I have not seen the dive. I haven't watched the show. I'll probably watch that once I finally catch up on the first week of wrestling pay-per-views.
Yeah, lots of good wrestling going on. And yeah, that was a fun time. And then the main event was Mustafa Ali against Gringo Loco, and such a blast. Fun time refereeing again for GCW in Chicago, especially. And then the next day, we were off to Columbus, Ohio, the Valleydale Ballroom, another legendary venue, and we worked GCW 56 Birds. And first match I had was Broski Jimmy Lloyd against Manders, and Jimmy had Steph DeLander in his corner, and I think one thing led to another, and maybe powder got used in Manders' face. I didn't see it.
Manders was having a rough time at GCW. Powder in the face, second gear crew falling apart.
Yeah, all hell's breaking loose. But he was a trooper. We all drove through the snow, and he went back and picked people up. And legend. And he's getting worked in the
Yeah.
ring.
Killing them out there.
And the next match that I had was Myron Reed against Leo Rush. Those guys had a damn good match. Remember Leo Rush's entrance in particular was incredible in their high level of endurance. A lot of good close kickouts.
Making sure you work for that payday.
Yeah, no doubt. It was so much fun. Great match. And Myron picks up the victory with a quick one. And then there was a contract signing between Mance Warner and Effie, and Ref Adam and I got to be out for that one. And that was just all hell breaking loose. And maybe 20 of the most enjoyable minutes that I've ever been a part of. From the technical difficulties to the everything working to the crowd heckling to the way it all got real and yeah, grabbed you. So very fun. Great action the entire time. Fun weekend. And that's why the voice is gone. Probably from that lucha match early in the weekend.
More than likely. No, yeah, that's why we got midnight radio host Perch tonight. Smooth Jazz 105.9.
I love it.
As for me, I guess I can talk about what I did this weekend. Mostly so yeah, like Zach said, it was cold out here, lots of snow. So we are still in the Airbnb, but we had to go over to the house and deal with that snow. It was deep. Had to dig out our pod. Not a big fan of shoveling snow, but we really got hit and needed to make sure those workers could get in and finish my house. That was probably the biggest thing I did over the weekend. Besides that, I'm not cool like CJ was playing MetaQuest. I am still on my Switch playing Pokemon. I got a new controller. for my Switch, and it is monstrously bulgy. You won't be able to sneak around and play video games because you can definitely see me walking around with that thing now. But super excited about it, super comfortable. But yeah, that's about it. Been a nice, cool weekend. Relaxing with the dogs, relaxing with the lady. No complaints. So why don't we move on to our topic for tonight? I had to ask the fellas, because it has been a thing over the past week. If you watched AEW last week and this week, the Acclaimed and Bullet Club Gold are claimed or pitching to Bullet Club Gold that they should form a super faction called Bang Bang Scissor Gang. And then it was announced yesterday, I believe, that Bobby Lashley and Street Profits will be known as Street Business. Um, so I had to ask the guys, what are some of your favorite faction names? Why don't we go with Perch first? Because I have to know at least one selection he would pick. Oh, you're still on mute, brother.
I would say when the question was asked, one came to mind right away.
Of course.
Evolution.
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes.
I'm sure you could have guessed.
Just a little bit.
Um yeah, as good as it gets, evolution, and it really did. It had the young and the veterans and the young guns, and Triple H right is the champion. Definitely my favorite. They had cool shirts that had the name on them too. Good
Yeah.
song from Motorhead. Yeah, Evolution was
Paul
phenomenal.
does love his Motorhead.
I would also say the Ministry of Darkness was about as cool and badass and scary as it gets. That's right when I was starting to remember watching pro wrestling. Undertaker was rocking the Ministry, and he was as scary as it gets, and everybody around him was about just as scary. If all hell broke loose, wouldn't feel safe around those guys. And those are definitely a couple of my faves. I loved when Team WCW came in and WWF. Both those were call them factions or call them teams,
Hey,
but
but that
I
was
loved that era.
yeah,
The
brand
logos meant
invasion.
the logos meant everything, and the referees were big time with all the different. You'd watch a show and you'd see 3 different referee shirts on any given night.
Yep.
Yeah, they were all great. The one I hated the most was Right to Censored, because that was right in my childhood. I was meant to hate them. They
Yeah,
did good.
yeah.
They did good.
That was definitely geared towards a specific age group.
Oh man, and we hated them. They did their job well because
Yeah.
they took the Godfather and made him good father, and everybody else. Yeah,
Stevie
the music was
Richards, Val
horrible.
Venus, Molly
Definitely saw him live.
Holly, or
Saw him
not
live
Molly,
once or twice.
Ivory. It was Ivory.
Yeah, Ivory. Remember seeing him live once or twice, and yeah, when that music hit, it was awful,
Yeah, and the horn.
awful.
The horn.
But yeah, those are some of my definite favorite factions, and favorite names too, especially.
All right. Let's go, Zach. I have a feeling I might know one, but I'm less confident.
I mean, definitely a Degeneration X guy.
Okay, yep, there we go.
You say like New Age Outlaws were in it. Degeneration X was
Yeah.
dope. Perch brought the Ministry. But I remember like when they joined the corporate ministry, it was just like let's just have half the roster on one team.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
It was me, Austin.
I'm a fan of the Blackpool Combat Club now. I just like the style of we're just here to kick your ass.
Okay.
So I'm a fan of that. I'm a big fan of Judgment Day with my boy R Truth in it.
Live, laugh, love.
I know, like our like Live Laugh Love. Judgment Day is such a babyface faction that like such a good thing to. I'm a big fan of them. But yeah, my
Yeah,
top
I
ones
hope
would be
Tom's okay since we can't find him on Facebook.
who?
I hope Tom Mysterio is okay. We can't find him on Facebook
Can't find Tom or Nick.
or Nick.
Can't find Tom or Nick in this bitch anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
CJ, some of your favorite factions. I mean, I'm sure you're a big fan of peak season, but what else?
uh See, like, thinking of all the factions that have been out there, it's like I, Evolution, DX, gotta love them, hate them too. If like when Evolution was around, hated them. But like DX for me was 2006 and on,
Okay.
which is when I really started watching, and it was like, okay, it was funny. But then going back to the old DX where it was
Yeah.
Shawn,
You
Shawn and
got DX version 3 at that point.
yeah, the watered down PG-ish
The
DX,
Ghost
like,
era.
yeah.
Yeah, like that was also an era made for me because it was just fart jokes, fart and dick jokes. It was perfect time for me.
And that, so like, the most hated, I'd have to say CM Punk when he was head of the
Straight Edge,
sobriety.
yeah, Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, the straight edge, because it was like every time he came on, it was like, ah, shut up, dude, come on. And I'm a kid watching it, so it's like, okay, y'all are bald, and well, karma's a bitch because I'm bald. But
That's how I felt with Kurt Angle in my childhood.
you just sit there and you're like, okay, come on, you can stop talking now. Oh, you're gonna continue? All right, whatever. But another one that absolutely hated was Legacy. Legacy
Yeah,
was
Legacy I was not a fan of.
it was like, okay, young guys, and then Orton being the head guy to
Yeah,
get them to go, even though he just treated them like his bitches.
yeah.
But honestly, I really don't have a favorite.
I was going to say
Like,
you gave us a lot of ones you hated.
I mean, hey, the one I would always go for, Team Extreme. Even
Okay.
though it was only three people, Jeff Hardy's my favorite wrestler of all time. He's the reason I got into wrestling. Matt Hardy, the older brother, I wasn't really that big of a fan of because Jeff's the more charismatic one. Um,
I was always a Mad fan. Always a Mad fan. I
and
know
then
I am the rarity.
you have the Mattitude.
Yes. Yo, yeah. Mattitude. Matt Hardy version 1. That was great.
Yeah, see when I went back and watched the Mattitude stuff, it was like, oh, so this is his solo run, okay.
Yeah.
Which then now I realize why he did the whole V1 with his hand gestures. I was
Yeah.
like, ah, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, and then
the Matt
Lita,
facts.
of course, the Matt facts.
Yeah.
That, like, I love that entrance theme. Like that Titantron was just, oh, here's a little interesting fact. It's like, okay, cool. But yeah, and then obviously Lita being part of that, that was whoever saw a female doing all that crazy crap.
Yeah. At that point.
But yeah, Team Extreme, the guys who got me into wrestling, basically.
All right. Okay. Okay. Um, if we're going favorite if we're going what are my favorite factions? Of course, it's going to be LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japan, or just regular LI, Los Ingobernables. That's a dope name. I don't care. And everybody that's in it is really cool. Whether it's Japan, you got, Shingo, Naito, uh uh Hiromu, uh, big man Yoda Suji now killing it. Um, or it's regular Los Ingobernables where it was Andrade back in the day. It's just dope name, Roosh. Uh, dope name, and I like everything that's come from it. Los Faction Ingobernables now with Roosh and Preston Vance. Uh, like it was a faction name that made me have to put the announcers on repeat so I could figure out how to pronounce it. So big fan of that. Like learning. Don't want to seem like an ignorant American. Um, if we go in just like favorite factions of all time, I know we brought up just team ECW, team WWE. For me, you got to take it back to WCW, Team Canada WCW. Mike Awesome, God. It's like I can't remember what her name was in Team Canada, but when she was in MIA, who was uh Jugs, uh Sergeant Jugs, I believe. But when she made the transition to Team Canada, Elix Skipper and the great one, Lance Storm. I had loved those. Lance having all the titles, renaming them, was awesome. Um, like Zach said, Blackpool Combat Club. I mean, I'm just like Perch forgot to mention it, but we know he's a fan. They stand Moxley over in the Perch household. Oh,
Yeah,
what
big
that?
time. I like their innovation of the grabbing the wrists and booting the neck, or having them up in the sitting position and raining the elbows down.
Yep.
Big fan. Combat Club. I think of them every time I see those maneuvers being done.
Yep. That's a good one. One of my favorite ones, which I was so sad that they broke up late last year, Congo and Pro Wrestling Noah, is just if you took five badasses, put them in all in red, and then made them do Super Sentai / Power Ranger poses for their entrance. It's freaking awesome. And what made it better is that they have their positions when the whole group is out there, they do their pose, but if they wrestle singly, they go to the same position and do their pose. Like if you weren't in the middle of the ring in the pose, when it's time for you to come out single, you don't do your pose in the middle of the ring. You still do it off to the side where it was. I always appreciated the continuity. And when Nakajima was in Congo and didn't want to do the poses and would just sit in the corner, great. Love the color coordination of all the reds, super fun. If we're talking least favorite ones, yeah, right to censor. Right to censor is a bad one. Like right to censor was one perfect age for me to hate them. Of course I want to see boobs. Why? Like get this horn out of here. Like that was arguably the worst one. Another great one, at least name, Raven's Flock. The Flock, Kidman, Meat, Raven, all those guys. That was a super fun one. Just like encapsulating early '90s grunge. It just like a period piece of the early '90s that I don't think we're going to see again for years to come, possibly. You know, it's
Yeah,
not.
I remember reading a magazine and seeing the Radicals in there.
Oh yeah,
WCW,
radical.
like similar era where,
Yep.
ooh, Radicals. I wonder who's all in that crew.
Yeah, Radicals was a good one too. Yeah, yeah, love a good faction. And of course, got to give an honorary mention to Neo Team Turbo, Country Air, and Jared Jacks, which, unfortunately, I couldn't be there for the debut of the faction, but I got to see the action in pictures, and those boys look good. I would definitely support them and tell Mondo to give them trios and tag title shots and heavyweight title shots since we got a new champion in Gringo. I think Jared is a fine number one contender for that. But
I
yeah,
agree.
yes, be on the lookout for Neo Team Turbo. Coming soon. Oh, all right, fellas. I think we're starting to wind down. Why don't we talk about what we got coming up. Perch, why don't we kick it to you first?
This Friday night will be in Milwaukee for ICW Milwaukee at the bar. Insane Rumble. Should be a great time. I cannot wait.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Zach, what you got coming up this week?
This weekend I will have two shows. One at ICW the bar, defending the ICW World Heavyweight Championship. 2 out of 3 falls to Jaden Mercer, and then I make my way down to Mattoon, Illinois, where I'm taking on Devontae Knox in a singles match.
Yes. Watch out for that booty.
I know, dude's packing.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure the ref checks. There's no metal plates in there. We saw what Tony Storm did. It's like I'm sure Devontae is a student of the game, and we'll be thinking of how he can take you out. And then CJ, you got the long weekend this week. What you got coming up?
So I also have Friday at ICW Milwaukee at the bar, tagging with the Marman against Dookie Dukes, Jason Dukes, and Jared Jacks.
Is that what he's going by now? Is the fans calling him that? If not, let's get
No,
that
I
started.
don't know why. For some reason, with me, when I think of Dukes, I'm like Dookie Dukes.
Yes, please.
It
Yes.
sounds fun.
Like you got fucking fuck over, so I'm sure you can get Dookie Dukes over.
I think I'm gonna say that. I need to do a promo and
Fucking
have
fuck
that in there.
Dookie Dukes. Yeah, we can do that.
Hey, that'll be PG.
That works. That works.
And
Go ahead.
that I got Saturday, 01 and Mattoon. From what it sounds like, it is a pre-show for me. Don't know who I will be working, but I will have a fun time with everybody who is going with. And then the long haul to Grand Rapids, Michigan for Independence Pro Wrestling. Have no idea who I am working, but I am always looking forward to going out to IPW.
Yep, super fun time. Good luck to you. Stay safe. Stay safe,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Me, as of right now, I will be moving from one Airbnb to another one. Progress is being made on the house. Like I said, I got walls now. The house is looking good, but no need to rush to get into there. Give them another week. Let's see what else we can get done, and probably be moving in early next week, late next week at some point. Or just sometime next week at some point. I don't know why I said early and late. That just means the week. So yeah, hopefully moving in next week at some point. But yeah, just I'll be moving from one Airbnb to another. That is the plan so far. We'll see what happens. But yeah, with that, I think it is time we take it home. So Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
No, I'm good.
All right. CJ, final thoughts or questions?
Screw the snow and cold.
Fair, fair. Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, RIP Jay Briscoe.
Yes.
The 1 year anniversary. That one also came up on AEW with Mark Briscoe bringing out the fam. My God, was that a great feel good moment and a nice promo right after too. Yeah, 1 year since losing Mark Briscoe. What a legend on top of his game. Yeah, I can still feel it throughout the pro wrestling world.
Yep. Touched a lot of lives. It was good to see a lot of pictures today. Really enjoyed that. For me, please stay warm. It is freaking cold out here. Like, it's bad when the weather rises to -1 and you're like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. We're feeling good today.
That's the truth.
I felt like I have gotten used to the Midwest way too quick. Yeah, -1 was super warm this morning. But it was appreciated. So stay warm out there. Stay safe in your travels, and be sure to follow us on all the social medias. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know your favorite and least favorite factions down below. Tell promotions to book us because we like to wrestle and ref in front of you. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.